All right, everybody, welcome back to another installment of Red Leg Reviews. For those of you who are not familiar with our show, what we do here is we review recently released music within my genre, which is really anything kind of heavy, metalcore, hardcore, metal, heavy metal, even rock. I'm really open to kind of anything, even rap and everything like that. But we just take the newly released albums, and what we do is we review them. So what happens in this little segment is basically what I'll do is I'll have an artist of the day, and then I give you a sample of their song, and while you're listening to that song, I'll go listen to the full CD, and then I'll come back and I'll give you a full breakdown of what tracks you should listen to, and my favorite track of the whole CD. And then this show really is kind of to allow everyone to have a broader aspect of music, to allow everyone to just, to see another band that they haven't heard before and, get hooked on them, because there's so much good music out there. And, I feel like I'm doing my part in promoting these bands by doing these reviews for them. So anyways, today is February 24th. And this is one I've been anticipating for a long time because there's a band called Drugs that just released an album, a self-titled album of the same name. The actual name of the band is called Destroy Rebuild Until God Shows, and it's an anagram which they put into Drugs. For those of you who are actually paying attention to what's going on, Drugs is actually pretty much a super group. I mean, if you've kind of paid attention to anything in the hardcore scene, you know that Craig Owens was kicked out of Chiodos in around 2009, and so obviously he was kind of looking for a new project, and so I mean, I guess he knew Nick Martin, who was the vocalist from Undermined, and he knew a couple other heavy hitters within the scene. And I guess they got together and they made this new Drugs album, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to hearing it. So yeah, official lineup for the band includes so many heavy hitters. You got Craig Owens, he's ex-Chiodos. Everyone loves Craig's voice, sings like an angel. You have the drummer from Matchbook Romance. Never was a particular fan, but I do respect that. Like I said, Nick Martin from Undermined is one of the guitarists, and the other guitarist is Matt Good from First to Last, and he's been in that band for a long time. And then finally, with the bassist for the band is Adam Russell, who everyone knows from Story of the Year. So you can tell right there, you got the makings for a pretty good band. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go listen to the CD. Once again, it is Destroy Rebuild Until God Shows, or anagram Drugs. You gotta love that anagram. Alright, and I think the song that I'm gonna leave you guys with is called If You Think the Song Is About You, It Probably Is. And that's the first song off the track, and I believe they're going to make a video for this one. But I'm not sure if it's gonna drop yet or what the deal is with that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go listen to this, and yeah, when I get back, I'll give you a full breakdown. So enjoy the song, guys. Here we go.
And a chair. You told me to stay put and reminded me why I was there. Cold-blooded and misguided, you thought that this would be your best. Then you tried to hide it, a chance to move ahead. Today was the day you tried to shut me down. Today was the day you tried to shut me down. Be honest, did you ever mention my name? Did you get sick of the shame? Did you learn your black? Be honest, did you ever mention my name? Did you get sick of the shame? Did you learn your black like a
All right, guys, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that song. That was If You Think the Song Is About You, Then It Probably Is. I hope you all like it because I personally love it. All right, so Destroy, Build Until God Shows. Personally, I love the fucking album. I think it's really amazing. There's a lot to really like about it. For one, I mean, half of the more than half of the tracks on the CD are good, and that's really hard to find with metalcore bands. I find these days, or any kind of band these days, is that more than half the tracks on the CDs are of solid quality. And I think most of these are actually of solid quality. In fact, most of the songs on the album have something desirable about them. So I mean, if you're not fully into the full song, I mean, you'll find something that's really desirable about them. Something else I like, this whole it was a really catchy, really poppy record, but it also blends really well with heavy, and like I mean they deliver some really really heavy parts, and like most people when they listen to it. Well, first of all, I mean, one thing you kind of have to discuss when you talk about this record is there was a lot of fans wondering whether Craig leaving Chiodos was a good thing, and you kind of have to step away from that and realize he's a vocalist, and it's kind of he's not part of Chiodos anymore. So when he is applying his voice, he's applying it in a different way than when he would in Chiodos, and I think this is a step in the right direction. I think he sounds way better on this record than he ever did in Chiodos. Not to mention that he has some of the guys that have the experience to behind what their instruments are and in the music industry itself to back them up and make a really good solid record out of it. Another thing I liked is it seemed to have this whole Tim Burton-esque kind of feel to it, and especially Graveyard Dancing, which is if you download the CD or go buy the CD, guys. I swear to God, I mean I try to buy as many CDs or as much merch as I can, just help out the bands. But you'll notice a real kind of Nightmare Before Christmas, or maybe not even that, but it is just a really Tim Burton kind of feel to it, especially with Graveyard Dancing, which is the third track on the CD. Another thing I like is Owens delivers pretty blunt lyrics. I mean, before in Chiodos, when he was writing lyrics, it seemed like they were all just kind of soaked in metaphor, and you kind of have to strain it out. Now it's all very personal issues that you can tell he's just talking about. And I mean, so much of it is just right out in the open, and you can tell that on Sex Life, which is one of the songs, I believe, track number 5. And he's coming from a really blunt, open place. He doesn't want to bullshit people. He just wants to, it's almost like kind of dealing with the perverted truths of life in all reality. And another thing I like is the epic delivery on all the songs, because so many of the songs are so epic. Things I didn't like, I mean, if there are things you can't really like. One, it's at times it seems like they lack a little bit of a steady, coherent flow with the album, which is, I mean, it doesn't necessarily do the album that much wrong. It's just, it kind of just seems like it doesn't flow as well as it should. And then one thing I kind of felt is that with all these guys in the band, I mean, you have the drummer from Matchbook Romance, bassist from Story of the Year, Nick Martin, Matt Good, and Craig Owens, for fuck's sake. Like, I mean, those are guys that have been in this industry for a while, and doing what they're doing and being heavy hitters in the scene for a long time. So, as that said, I feel like they're kind of holding back on what their musical talents is. But I get that because this is a debut album. They want to show that they can deliver and make catchy music, and then once you show that you can deliver and make music that everyone likes, then you can start, forming yourself. I'm really looking forward to the next album by them because I feel like they're going to explore way more what they can do musically, and I really look forward to that. So that's it. I mean, as far as a review of the CD goes, tracks that I liked, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. Basically all the tracks but 2. Weakest track on the album. Weakest track on the album is either gotta be I'm Rehab, You're the Drugs, or The Hangman. And it's just Tom's personal favorite track. Right now, it's a toss-up between The Only Thing You Talk About, uh, Mr. Owl Ate My Metal Worm, and Stop Reading, Start Doing Push-Ups. Those are my three favorites, and if I had to go with one, I'd go with Mr. Owl Ate My Metal Worm, because it's probably the heaviest song on the record, and it's just a piss pumper all the way through. So, anyways, that's it. That's it for drugs. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll go out, and I hope that you'll sincerely hope that you'll buy a CD, go see a show, go buy some merch, just support these guys somehow, because like in this day and age, it's hard to make music, and it's, especially if you're an up and comer and really be successful at it, unless you're some kind of crazy Justin Bieber type fag. I didn't just say that, did I? Jesus, I'm gonna get sued. But yeah, so I mean, just help them out however you can. But yeah, as far as this edition goes, thanks for listening, guys. What do we got coming up next week? We have Icy Stars that's coming out with their new album, so that should be good. I mean, I never have listened to them, but I'm gonna have to because the show requires me to. And then we actually have Dropkick Murphys for all you old Celtic punk fans out there that are wanting to get the lowdown on that. Oh, and we also have REM coming up, which I haven't kept in touch with REM for a long time, but I love so many of their songs. I have so much respect for them as people and who they are and as a band. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's it for this installment, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go out and you'll listen to Drugs. I love that fucking album. I think it's amazing. So yeah, take care, guys. Peace out.